This is One Person Found This Helpful with me, Frank Skinner. Hello, yes, welcome to One Person Found This Helpful, the show where we look at online reviews, all genuine, like this one from the US, which starts with the words size large and goes on to say, within 20 minutes I broke my elbow in 3 places and shattered my humerus bone. Doctors are saying I'll never be able to use my arm the same again. Worst pogo stick I've ever bought. Okay, so please welcome our 4-star panel. On my left is Ian Smith and Rachel Fairburn, and on my right, Lucy Porter and Christopher Macarthur-Boyd. So this being a show all about reviews, I would like to ask the panellists for the most heartbreaking or possibly elbow-breaking reviews they've ever had. Christopher, what about you?
Yeah, I had a review from before I did stand-up. I was a 19-year-old bass player in a hardcore punk band called Gunfinger. And we'd done a kind of subgenre of hardcore punk that blended the grindcore with the more traditional Californian style of hardcore punk that I'm sure you're all familiar with. And we were trying to make us the most nasty music possible. All the songs were called like Choke. And the album cover was a black and white photograph of a man with a noose around his neck, like it was seriously hardcore stuff. And a Scottish cultural magazine called The Skinny reviewed us and called us surprisingly accessible. It really stung.
I used to watch a lot of punk bands at a club in Birmingham called Barbarella's, and I saw the band, and there was a rare, poignant moment when this guy said, I'd like to dedicate the next song to my father, who died just 2 weeks ago. And the audience, for a change, went sort of quiet and respectful, and he said, it's called Dead Dad! What about you, Lucy?
I've had good and bad reviews in my many years in show business. And even when you get a good review, being a comedian, the depths of self-loathing are such that I can still find a negative in it, right? So somebody put, Lucy Porter is the big baggy jumper you reach for after a hard day. Which is, I think it's sort of meant to be a nice thing, but to me a big baggy jumper is what you reach for when you're in primary school and you've wet yourself, quite frankly. A big baggy jumper is not what you reach for at the end of a hard day, is it? It's a glass of Pinot Noir or something like that.
What about you, Ian?
I've done a few podcasts recently, and they've started like filming podcasts and putting the clips up on Instagram so people can see you as well as hear you. And one of the comments, someone just put, I expected him to have better hair. Which is like almost nice. And some comments on another podcast said, oh, I thought he would be bald from the sound of him. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. To some people I sound bald, and to other people I sound like I've got a luscious head of hair that is then disappointing when you see me in real life.
I should say to anyone listening to this on Radio 4 that Ian has a fabulous turquoise mohawk. What about you, Rachel?
I was in a pub. I was in Manchester, because that's what this is, this sound. And there was a group of men enjoying themselves, carousing around, like spring lambs jumping around. And one of the men pulled his friend's shorts down, but he didn't have any underpants on. And there was a moment of quiet, like this. And this poor bloke's he's covering his, trinkets. And he's covering them, and he sort of looks at me, and he goes, aren't you that comedian? We saw you at the Frog and Bucket the other week. Hey, she's all right,
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect, but I'd have pulled the shorts up first.
I agree with you.
Can I just say, I never thought we'd be on the same team after that as well.
Okay, so this round's called What Did I Buy? And it's about products and services, and of course everyone feels entitled to comment on a service they've used. Like this lady who reviewed somebody by saying, very strange experience. He didn't check much and didn't listen to our questions or information. Called him the next day and he was slurring his words at lunchtime. And weirdest of all, he had a picture of Mao Zedong on the wall. I didn't find it offensive, but it's a truly bizarre thing to see in a vet's waiting room. It is odd because I'd say vets are modern society's most fervent capitalists.
Yeah.
We went past our vets and the door was open and the dog gets treats. My dog gets treats so the dog went in looking for a treat and I said, oh God, I'm sorry, she's just sneaked in. They said, that's fine, 128 quid. So each team's going to hear 2 reviews of something you can buy online and they have to work out what it is. If they can't get it after 2, I'll give them another review, but then they'll only get 1 point. So Ian and Rachel, you're up first. What product merited this slightly garbled review? Very disappointed. Very difficult to fit the chain. Got there after struggle. Started off well, but overheated in a short time. That's when I gave up and finished the job by hand. No. And he concludes by saying, I would not recommend this tool for anything else but small bushes. I think this bloke is using the Carry On film filter. Any idea what this product might be?
What we thinking? There's a chain.
Yeah, when I heard chain, I thought maybe it's like the old toilet chain.
Yeah.
But then I thought, why is the toilet overheating? But then when I heard finish the job, I thought maybe he was using his hands to sort of, like, I'm sorry, that's where my mind went, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Do you know what my mind went when chain? I just went to rapper straight away, like, because we're chains. It's not that, is it?
Yeah, between us, I don't think we've got this yet.
Okay, here's your second review. I don't know what the RPM is, but I reckon it would scare the pants off my angle grinder. It has tons of power. I mean, if you used it at night, you might see streetlights dimming. I'm serious. After 1 week, my pile is now just dust blowing around in the wind. My pile is just dust. It's blowing in the wind. I wish we had an harmonica. Why didn't we make an harmonica? Yes, so it's something that creates dust and is powerful.
I reckon. Chainsaw.
Do it again. Oh, yeah. I think we've got it.
Yeah.
That was a chainsaw.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect to do that. I didn't have time to practice, did I?
Well, look, you're absolutely right. It is indeed a chainsaw.
Oh, there you go.
Well done, you. What I didn't know is that there's genuinely a bit of beef between West Coast and East Coast loggers who diss each other. And one guy replied to a particular YouTube review saying, yeah, us West Coast guys use that little 10-inch saw to trim our nose hairs. I don't know if you've seen that film, Chainsaw Manicure. OK, now it's time for Lucy and Christopher. And remember, this could be talking about a product or a company. So here's your first review. They have essentially no customer service, but they are very efficient. Their slogan should be, we will get you there, but you won't enjoy it. I've been in relationships like that. Yes. Any thoughts?
Wow.
It sounds a wee bit self-servicey, doesn't it? Like W.H. Smith's in a train station and you're just left alone.
No customer service, but they get you there. We will get you there.
They all know their wee codes. I would love to have those codes.
I know. Well, I do look, and I do remember them.
Oh.
If you're in Holborn, Sainsbury's, look me up.
Can we get another clue?
Get another clue. Here's your second review. It's from TripAdvisor, and it mirrors many thousands of other people's experiences and includes what could possibly be a typo. As always, appalling experience flying with blank. I've flown 4 times this year, and every single time the airline issued a boarding pass that didn't work at the departure gate. Every time I had to go back to queue up at the chicken desk. Suggests a very insensitive attitude to nervous flyers.
Well, I was going to say Ryanair, but they make you pay to, if you want a boarding pass printed, then that's an extra 20 quid. If you want the pilot to take his blindfold off, that's another 50. Do you know, my husband is 6'5" and he can't actually sit down in their seats. So he has to sort of hover with his butt, like he's in a public toilet that he's not sure about, you know what I mean? And they let him do that. And
Did you say he's a pilot?
No.
Sorry, I honestly thought you said he was the pilot doesn't have a seat. No, that was sold. Well, are you going to say Ryanair?
But like EasyJet's just as bad, isn't it? I had the Easy Hotel once. You ever been there?
What does that involve?
Well, they charge you extra for a lock on your door.
I think Ryanair is worse than EasyJet, so I'm going to go Ryanair.
Well, you'd be absolutely correct.
Oh, yes.
Yes, British airline created in 1985 and known for its no-frills service. There's a lovely review, which I think you'll like. It says, BA is much worse now, overpriced for a shite product. Ryanair is well priced for a shite product. That should be their slogan. They're sort of a bit funny, though, Ryanair. They're famous for their perky attitude to customer complaints. This is a genuine exchange with a disgruntled passenger whose name is Ryan Meaney. And this was the thing, from @Ryan Meaney. Now, can we just fly already, please? To which they replied, only if you're Ryan Nicey. Anyway, at the end of that round, Ian and Rachel are on 2 points. Lucy and Christopher are on 2 points. This next round's called Did You Keep the Receipt? You can buy pretty much anything on the net, even though you really, really shouldn't, particularly when it's something like, in this case, a 55-gallon drum of maple syrup, which someone's reviewed by simply saying, we're going to need a bigger waffle. And one reviewer in Canada wrote, I wouldn't tell anybody if I won the lottery, but there'd be signs. So I want you to gift me the most extraordinary thing you've seen on sale, and I want reviews as well. And if I like it, you'll get bonus points. So we'll start with Lucy.
Oh, OK, so this was from a shopping website, and I'll give you the name of the product, but it won't make anything clear. It's a product for cats, and it says 100 pieces, cat nail caps, pet cat claw kitty caps, right? You're like, what is that? Fake nails for cats, basically, that you're meant to stick on their claws to stop them scratching your furniture. But you have to super glue them. So above and beyond the welfare aspect for the cat, any damage to the furniture from scratching would be completely as nothing compared to the mess of fur, blood and super glue that you would find yourself in. All the reviews say it's a 2-person job putting these on, which I think is putting it mildly, isn't it? But if you're the kind of person who wants to put fake glittery nails on your cat, I'd be very surprised if you lived with anyone else, to be honest.
Also, how are they going to torture the local wildlife?
Yes.
One of their great joys, I've always thought.
Yeah, because have you ever had acrylic nails, Frank?
I never have, no.
No.
Only in my back.
But they are very unsatisfying for scratching.
Well, speak for yourself.
But some of the reviews are great. My cats love wearing them. Because no, they don't. Those cats are planning a terrible revenge, aren't they? But my favourite review is a very simple one where somebody said, I initially thought, what a great idea, and would solve the problem of my daughter.
What have you got for us, Rachel?
Well, possibly something that your cats would want, Lucy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a taxidermy mouse kit. And it says, everything is at hand to complete the task. They've got scissors, knife, eyes, cotton, stuffing, needles, paintbrush, borax, don't know what it is, tweezers, wire, etc., etc. The only thing that is missing is a mouse. I have to say, I am a fan of taxidermy, and I have several pieces in my flat. But this to me is a stuff of nightmares because I don't want to know how my taxidermy was created. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know how the bacon got in my sandwich. I don't really want to know why I exist. But I think Butlins Barry Island had a lot to do with it.
Is there an ethical form of taxidermy? Like if you just did roadkill.
I think there is, yeah.
Yeah, because you could do composite creatures, save the bits that, didn't get squashed. You could have like part fox, part dog.
That's quite good. Dr. Frank Skinnerstein.
What have you found, Christopher?
Oh, I've got something. Warm up the holiday season with the KFC 11 herbs and spices fire log from Envirolog. It's a log that smells like fried chicken. Which I've never wanted until I found out you could get it. Even in my wildest dreams, I couldn't imagine this stuff. Now with an even crispier scent. The limited edition fire log is designed to fill your home with the aroma of KFC's world-famous fried chicken. May result in a craving for fried chicken, but please do not attempt to eat it. Please do not put your face directly into the fire and attempt to smell fried chicken. There's been some...
Would you buy one of these at the chicken desk? Are the reviews?
Other reviews, yes. We had 5 stars from Amma Shopper. Smells like chicken. Even more so after a few beers. I think that's a 5-star review for the concept of beers. Horrible. 1 star, said Chavone Anderson. Don't waste your money. Just throw some chicken in the fireplace. Because for me, the issue is if you want your house to smell like chicken, just buy chicken. 2 stars. No smell at all. It was a log.
Ian, what have you got?
This is a book. You might have read it. It's called... Someone just yawned at the idea of a book. A book. Oh, bloody hell. Well, hold on to that yawn. The book is called A Billionaire Dinosaur Made Me Gay. It's an erotic thriller by, I'm guessing, self-published author, Hunter Fox. Here's the blurb. The year is 2014, and dinosaurs have gained control of the world economy due to exceptionally accurate stock predictions. So it's a book about a dystopian future that they've set 12 years in the past. So don't worry if you're listening, dinosaurs don't go on to do that. After graduating from NYU with a business degree, John is hired to be the assistant for one of the largest trading firms on Wall Street. His boss, the CEO of the company, is highly regarded as the best businessman of the century. Only difference is, he is a dinosaur. So we've got into the dinosaurs element, but there's still a long way to go for me before this becomes erotic. Also, I was reading it thinking, I don't think having sex with a billionaire dinosaur makes you gay. I think it's more complicated than that, because if you had a friend, let's say you got a friend called Paul, and he's having sex with a giraffe, like a male giraffe, you wouldn't say to your other mates, "Oh, have you heard Paul's gay?" No. Paul is gay, and that is just the start of what Paul is doing.
What kind of dinosaur is it?
From the cover of the book, it's a T-Rex, probably the worst dinosaur for sexual activity, really. Very difficult to get a sort of reach around from a T-Rex.
I'd like to see the complete league table for that, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, if you give me a bit of time, I'll come back and... But let me give you some reviews. There's a criticism here because there's a part in the book where John gets into Oliver's private helicopter heading to his beach house, and the helicopter pilot is a pterodactyl. And this 1-star review just says, "Why can't they just ride the pterodactyl?" And then the last 1-star review, which I think is unfair, it says, "I ordered the book on November the 6th, and 4 months later, I still didn't receive it. Very disappointed." And you might think, well, that seems fair enough. This is a Kindle-only book. You cannot receive a Kindle-only book in the post, so I'm afraid that book's never coming for them.
I love dinosaurs. I've got a dinosaur tattoo that I got when I was 16 years old. Oh. It's a T-Rex, and he's standing on a wee man. But the issue is I've got a wee freckle underneath the dinosaur's claw. So it looks like he's dropped a Malteser.
He's on top of a man.
Yeah, he's standing on a
Is
wee
this
man.
an illustration from the book? So look, at the end of that round, everybody gets a point for their item, but I'm going to give a bonus point to the KFC log.
You'd think a KFC log would be something you'd produce after a KFC, really, wouldn't
And at the end of that round, Ian and Rachel are on 6 points, but Lucy and Christopher are on 7. Okay, this next round's called Where on Earth Are We? And it's all about holidays and adventure. Of course, your overall experience also depends on your accommodation. And I have to read you this extraordinary review of the worst hotel this person had ever stayed in. I was directed to my room by a one-eyed hotel attendant. I asked him for the way to my room and he replied, "Please leave here while you can." I replied, "What?" And he replied, "This way, sir." The hotel rooms were dingy and for some reason soundproof. My pastor, who is also my wife, said she felt a great tidal wave of evil. So we slept in the swimming pool. 1 out of 10 would not recommend.
Is pastor meant as in, like, vicar?
I think so. I don't think...
I thought I'd made their own wife out of bits of, like, pasta.
Yeah, her name's Penny. Oh! God, I thought... it's been so long, I thought that was rain on the roof. So, Lucy and Christopher, you're going to hear a couple of reviews of a tourist attraction. If you don't get it after 2 reviews, you can hear a third at the cost of a point. So here's your first one. And as reviews go, it's pretty blunt. Known for its famous signpost.
That's it.
So you're looking for somewhere with a very obvious signpost. So we know it's not Amarillo.
Or San Jose.
No.
Okay. Vatican City. This way to the Pope. I mean, literally no idea.
He moves about, you do know that.
Where's the famous signpost?
A famous sign, like the Hollywood sign or something like that? Is that a sign?
Oh, yeah, that's...
Well, I'll give you a second clue, and this might clear things up a bit. Look, it's a signpost. It's quite a nice one, as signposts go. It has distances to places like Edinburgh and Land's End on it. You used to be able to add your own place name and letters. You can take a photo of it close up. You can take a photo of it from a distance. I took a photo of me away off to one side with a piece of cardboard with the word signpost 5 metres and an arrow on it. Well, it made my youngest laugh. He'll learn.
That's lovely, but I still have no... Where's that?
That's funny, though, is it? You know, people slag dad jokes, but that's a really
That's a good
joke.
dad joke.
I did a thing on a radio show once about dad jokes, and a guy wrote in and he said his dad used to do a dad joke. When his dad died, he took it over as well. And what it was, he said, when his dad got in the car with the family, whenever he put the car in reverse, he would say, "This takes me back."
Is it Land's End that's at the bottom and John O'Groats that's at the top?
You know, that was a perfectly sensible question if it hadn't been said in that accent. I mean, you should know that. I should know.
They switched them around in the war to confuse the Nazis. That's what they did.
Because I've been to a sign in the very centre of Scotland when I was on a kind of holiday with my ex-girlfriend. We went up to the Highlands of the Cairngorm and the mountain range, and there's a big sign there that goes in all different directions. Is it that?
No. Look, I can give you a third one for 1 point, but you have mentioned the location.
Is it John O'Groats?
It is John O'Groats. Which, unlike the Land's End Visitor Centre, really is just a signpost and a car park. Or as one reviewer wrote, John O'Groats is a dreary, miserable, lifeless place stuck in the 1940s. There's bugger all here. Nothing for kids, come to think of it, nothing for grown-ups. The upgrade of John O'Groats is a joke. It's still a shithole. Believe me, I know. I live here. Now it's time for Ian and Rachel to have a go working out your tourist attraction. Here's your first review. This iconic landmark must be seen up close and personal, as photos cannot fully capture its beauty and grandeur. Even more fascinating is to learn the backstory of it and the tale of Galileo and his cannonballs.
So it should be seen close up.
Close up.
Yeah.
Cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
Is this, have I made this up? Is it not true that the cannonball was invented before the cannon? I've heard that somewhere. I'm not serious.
Unless it was invented for something else.
But yeah, it could have just been like, maybe the cannonball was like a doorstop.
Yeah.
And then someone thought, I want to launch this at someone.
Someone makes a comment on that thing about the tale of Galileo and his cannonballs. They say, Galileo did his famous gravity experiment here. Eat that, Newton. I like anything that brings Newton down to earth. So, any thoughts? Yeah, does it ring any bells, the Galileo thing, where that might have happened?
Cannonball has thrown me.
Why don't you take a second clue? Let me be brutally honest. The blank is my personal OCD nightmare. Everyone else shows up amazed, taking cute photos, pretending to hold it up, laughing and having the time of their lives. Meanwhile, I'm standing there feeling my brain scream, please just fix it. Why is nobody fixing it?
I think I know what this is.
It's not an erectile dysfunction advert.
I think it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
You know what? You're absolutely spot on. Yes. Obviously, it's a very unforgettable place, you would think, although someone reviewed it like this. One of the most important tourist attractions in Italy, the Falling Tower of Pisa. And share this last review from somebody called Patricia on TripAdvisor. A really good day trip, plenty to see and marvel at, reasonably priced and not too busy at the end of September, well worth a visit. Which is lovely, except for the fact that Patricia posted it on the TripAdvisor page for the Leaning Tower of Pizza restaurant in Droitwich. So now we come to the final scores. Ian and Rachel have 8 points, but Lucy and Christopher have 9. Well done, Lucy and Christopher are this week's winners. Before we go, there's just time to tell you about this review of, and this is a genuine item, the official Elton John limited edition Marmite, which is sold to raise money for his AIDS Foundation, which someone reviewed by saying, I ate some, despite the jar being well past its best before date. I'm still standing. Goodbye.
One Person Found This Helpful was hosted by Frank Skinner and starred Ian Smith, Rachel Fairburn, Lucy Porter and Christopher Macarthur-Boyd, and was written by Frank Skinner, Catherine Brinkworth, Sarah Dempster, Jason Hazley, Carl Mins, Katie Sayer and Peter Toulouche. The show was devised by Jason Hazley and Simon Evans with the producer David Tyler, and it was a Positive production for BBC Radio 4.